Now, many who go into the service, I'm talking about going into serving God or service as men of God, are thought of to be money chasers, demanding huge fees sometimes in tithes and offerings from poor members of the church, thereby taking their minds off the purpose of their calling in the first place. Well, to every problem, they say there's a solution. Shepherd to Shepherd Network of Clergy is a global grouping of men of God who seek the growth of the Christian kingdom and welfare of persons who lead congregations. They believe that pastors must go into business in order that they will not rely on offerings and tithes for survival now or after active life. It sounds good. So I have two people or two members of that group. How have you been?
Still around, working a lot.
Working a lot.
Getting very busy.
Getting very busy.
Yeah.
Good to have you on the show. Let me just pick your quick thoughts on what Aban Bagbin has just said. The Second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, speaking about Christians going into politics. Every time we've said that in this country, Christians outweigh every other religion, or if you like, faith in this country. But we don't seem to be getting things right. What are your thoughts? Is it that the Christians are not going into politics, or is it that the Christians are in politics, but they've just joined the bandwagon of people who are not doing the right things? I'm taking your thoughts on that.
Okay, thank you very much, my dear. I believe I agree with what the Second Deputy Speaker said, that we must be able to clear that perception that politics is a dirty game, and for that reason, Christians are trying to abstain from there. But politics is not as he said, and I believe we need to encourage ourselves, encourage pastors, Christians to get themselves involved in politics. And I believe if we get there, it will also bring some quote unquote decency in the politics.
Do you agree?
Yes, I just want to add on to what he said. I also believe that for too long we've centered on just the spiritual. You see, we've seen probably in the last 30 years, in the last 35 years, we've looked at Christianity as a spiritual. I'm talking more especially from the angle of charismatics, you know, which I belong to. And because of that, we've centered on, you know, speaking in tongues, and then leaving the other areas of life. But I believe that Christianity has to do with the total person.
That's right.
You know, you can't just be spiritual. The body itself is made up of the spirit, the soul, and the body. And so there must be a balance, you know, of the person if we are going to become total. There were times when Jesus went to preach, and then after preaching, he said, let's feed the people, they are hungry. So it's not just about the prayer aspect, but it's also about, you know, taking the other side of things. Now, the Bible tells us that we should pray for our leaders, so we can live in a peaceful habitation. And so it's so important. I believe that the Bible is calling us to look at every aspect of life.
I would have loved for us to have this conversation a bit further, but let's focus on our topic with you. You're looking to change I don't know if it's just a perception or if it's a reality, but lots of people will tell you that it's a reality, that men of God or pastors today are relying more on the monies that they're getting from the church. It's not such a bad thing though, is it? The Bible does say that you should bring
on the tithe?
Yes, to the house of God, and that when you bring it, that there will be food in the house of God. So it's not such a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's biblical.
Right. Yeah. So why do I get the impression that you see it as a problem that you're trying to correct?
Oh, not the bringing of the tithe is where the problem is, but you know, we are trying to bring understanding to our fellow clergy and ourselves that the way the trend is going in the church, it looks like when you are a pastor, you are in for church money.
Okay.
That is the perception. That when they see a pastor dress good, it's a church money. When they see the pastor's wife dressing good, it's a church money. When you see a pastor's wife riding a car, it's a church money. And you see, because they see pastors and their wives like they are not doing anything, That is how some of them look at it.
Okay.
But you see, the ministry is very tedious work that involves a lot. So we want to also encourage ourselves that those of you who can do something, we should not stay idle, but we must do something and add value to what we are doing.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Auntie Francisca, let me find out from you, what is the Shepherd to Shepherd Network seeking to do? What exactly are you seeking to do, and how is it going to deal with this problem?
Exactly as we said before, we are here to help our brothers and sisters in the field, in the calling, men and women of God, children of God, to realize that this whole thing is not just about speaking in tongues, but there are also other areas you can equip yourself by. Now, if you go to the book of Ephesians chapter 4, God himself gave gifts to his people as he willed. And so there are certain people who are so talented in the area of business. You know, I'm talking about people who bring in money, you know. Now, pastors, there are some pastors who are also there. They also do the ministry. But what we are saying now is that you must realize that God wants you to be a total person. And so in doing that, you have to equip yourself spiritually. You have to equip yourself business-wise. You have to equip yourself. Because look, when we became born again, we were children. Okay, I became born again when I was barely 20. Now, at that stage, you were just a young person. But then you realize that the young person is growing, the young person is getting married, the young person is having children. You now have to pay school fees, put chop money on the table, and all that. So if you are not equipped and you do not have a means of generating some genuine income for yourself, then there is a need for you to play all kinds of games and do all kinds of things, which we are trying to avoid.
Okay.
And so that is why we, the Shepherd to Shepherd, we have taken time, we are bringing in all these people to come be a blessing to the entire nation.
Who are these people? And tell us a bit more about this program that's seeking to reach out to pastors with business ideas, or with this suggestion to go.
Shepherd to Shepherd Network of Clergy is in conjunction with Kingdom Leadership Empowerment Ministry, that they are in Canada. This is a group of pastors and Christian body who are in business.
So what are they coming to do?
They are coming to partnership with the church and the business people in Ghana.
Okay.
They are not coming to start new businesses. They want to partnership with.
So they're going to go into partnership with people who have businesses in Ghana.
That's right.
And then they will urge Ghanaian pastors to join them as well.
That's right.
But are these businesses open to that sort of partnership?
Those of you who are willing, and it's like we're speaking to some few people, and we've looked at it and we see that they are ready to open up for partnership.
Okay.
They want financial injection into their businesses, and that is why, by deliberation and having meetings together, we decided that let these people come, and when they come, we'll be able to. Somebody like Pastor Bob, who is a pastor who is pastoring about 4,500 congregation in Canada, owns a lot of businesses all over Canada. He's in the real estate businesses.
What do you say to those who will say that, and Francisca, you can take up this when he's done.
Okay.
What do you say to those who say that this is going to shift the focus of the pastors from ministry, from real ministry, because some people are called into full-time ministry, others work, but wouldn't this just shift the attention to people doing business rather than building themselves spiritually so they can build the church
let me say this. There is no one who has been called into full-time ministry and somebody has been called into part-time ministry.
Okay.
Everybody has been called.
Okay.
But depending on how you manage yourself.
Okay.
Somebody like Reverend Dr. Kwaku Frimpong, the CEO of Frames Oil. He's a pastor, full-time pastor, a head pastor who pastored a church. At the same time, he runs
managing a business.
He's managing his business.
Okay.
He has about 8-9 companies under his control.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if somebody, a Ghanaian, he has been able to do it. These people that we are seeing, most of them, they have done that. Okay. So it is not a matter of shifting your focus,
spiritual focus.
Yeah, but it's a matter of management, how you will manage your time, your ability, and what you have.
Okay.
And also personalities. You must get personalities that can work for you.
With you, okay.
And these are people who have the experience. These are people who, we are not just saying they have this head knowledge, but these are people who, as Bishop said, have their own businesses and have successful businesses at the same time as successful men and women of God. So they are here to help train and equip our people. So we'll rather encourage all to come and hear and partake. Let's find out from them, how did they make it? Okay. How come their focus has not shifted?
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
How come their focus has not shifted?
Okay.
If they've made it, then we can also make it. So all should come.
Well, since yesterday we just celebrated International Women's Day, all I'm seeing here on your flyer are men, just men, and you're here, but you're not on the poster. Are you not?
No, there's one poster that is not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is why you're not seeing me on.
Okay.
But we do have the women's aspect, which is coming on the 16th of March at 8:30 a.m. And yes, we are talking to the women, we are equipping the women to make them better women, better wives, better mothers, and better helpers.
Better helpers. Well, the program is coming on the 15th of March this year, and it is happening at the Coconut Grove Hotel, Northbridge. The time is 1 p.m. And let me just go through a few of the people who will be coming. We have chairman for the occasion, who is Honorable Member of Parliament Joseph Osei-Wusu, the first Vice Speaker of Parliament. He will be there. The Minister for Business and Development will be there as well. And Joseph Xiao Ejapong, owner of the company that has Zoom Lion as well, is also there, plus other people from across the country. So let me just give you the final word, and then we can wrap up. Let's start with you, sir.
Yeah, the main program, that is the Kingdom Impact 2018, is starting from Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is in the morning and evening. Thursday, that is morning. And the afternoon is where we'll have the business conference. Then the evening. The Friday is the Women Day, that we are going to have the Women Conference. Then the Saturday is for the youth. But the Sunday, we are crowning it with an award.
Okay.
We are doing a worship and awards night, which we are awarding the pastors that have gone on retirement.
Okay.
Those who started Pentecostalism and charismatism, that now we don't know them. Okay. Now some of them even don't remember them. So we are putting them together, like our Papa Agbozo, our Papa DeLove, and others. We are putting them together, and we are saying Ayiko to them. Okay. And also the ex-presidents. Also are going to be awarded.
Well. Yeah. Okay. Mama Francisca, let's take your final words.
Yes, so you see, this program is loaded with talented people, gifted people, and please come and learn, come and get your training, come and see how others have made it, so you can also get there.
And we'd love to hear your story. It's been a while, like I indicated earlier. And I'd love to talk to you. I'm sure that my viewers would love to talk to you, but today is certainly not the time. We should find one of these days to have a chat with you.
Yeah, just come to the program. We'll all be there. I will be there, you know, sharing. And so invite everybody from the 14th.
Certainly, certainly.
The venue.
The venue is Coconut Grove Hotel. We've already
that is where the business is taking on. But the main program is coming on Transformation Power Chapel, Spinters Road. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I've been chatting with Bishop Day Asari Morris. He's the Africa Director for Shepherds to Shepherds Network, and also with Francisca Duncan Williams, Executive Member of the Shepherd to Shepherd Group. They're calling on pastors to come learn skills that will make you a business person, so you can work on the side and still lead the congregation to please God. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.